I'm like, I went to college for teaching. I don't have a business degree. Like, what are we doing? It doesn't matter. You sell real estate. We would travel and go meet our friends in other states and talk about their experiences.
You're listening to Make Your Own Key. I started this podcast to have authentic conversations with agents and cover the hot topics about the real estate industry and how to build profitable real estate business and teams. There's so much fluff and ego surrounding this business, and it's tough to know what's true and what's not. We're going to talk about what it really takes to make it in real estate, the truth about teams and brokerages, and how to position yourself for the next 5 years in this business. After all, your brokerage isn't going to save you. Success in real estate is up to you. I'm Seth Lejeune. Thanks for listening. Find us on Instagram at Make Your Own Key. Let's go.
All right, Karen, you're on.
Hey.
It's happening. It's happening. I have to admit, I have been very much looking forward to this interview because I am definitely I'm a super fan of the Toscos, of course, but also you've got a really cool background. You and I have been throwing sand in the same sandbox for the last decade. Yeah. Never done a deal together, though. I don't think.
No. Almost.
Almost.
I don't know. Drew and Andrew came to see something you were.
Yeah.
That's as close as we got.
that was good. I floated that out. Speaking of the power of real, I floated that out to a group text and God, it took me forever. It was an estate deal. It took me forever to get that thing online. But yeah, Joe was like, yeah, I'll totally take a look at it. And I gave him a shot. And no, that thing went retail for a mint. And there was no way to get in and out of there. That was going to be an end user. But anyway, so Karen, we just no real format here. I just wanted to chat. What I'm trying to do is network with some of the other agents at Real in Philly. Maybe I'll take this national, go talk to some of my friends across the country. But I wanted to just bring you on, just talk about your experience. People who I've chatted with before, talk a little bit about their background, their career, and then how they just kind of came to Real. So why don't you just kick us off with wherever you want to start, and we'll just see where the conversation heads.
Okay. Where should we start? I didn't go to college to do real estate. I went to college to be a teacher, and that's what I did for quite some time. And then I left teaching and I became a jeweler, and I did that for like 9 years. And then I have rheumatoid arthritis. I couldn't keep working. So then I stayed home for 2 years, and I was getting antsy. I'm like, Joe, let me help you. Like, he joined real estate. He left the family pizza business in 2003. And in 2009, he's like, you need to go get your real estate license. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. He's like, no, you do. You talk to everybody. I'm like, yes. So he goes, that's your superpower. He's like, you need to go get your real estate license. I'm like, we have 3 little kids. I have to go study. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And he was great. I went during the day and at night, and he would come home, and after the first night of class, he looked at me and goes, how do you do this? This was hard. So the next day I went to Target and I got every Nerf gun thing I could think of. And every time I went to class at night, he would turn off all the lights in the house and they would have Nerf gun wars. So we both got through it, but I passed, and I actually didn't get in. I ran the office. I didn't sell. And I actually didn't sell till Joe had his heart attack in 2015.
Got it. And
at 44, you don't expect your husband to have a heart attack. We were ill prepared, and it was fight or flight. And I had to sell, and I made mistakes. And Joe would be at home recovering from his heart attack, and he'd be like, yeah, you shouldn't have done it that way. I'm like, damn it. But it was, as he always says, baptism by fire. And that's just how it started. And I'm very organized, and I really loved being behind the scenes. But Seth, I love being with people. Like, it's got that teacher aspect to it. Like, I still get to take care of people. Yeah. And I love it. Everybody's like, you're going to slow down. I'm like, I don't think so. Can't ever imagine me not selling or Joe. Like, it's just meeting people and creating the relationships, and then having the client events and seeing them, and oh my God, you have 2 kids now, and just, I don't know, Seth, like that's what I love. Like, that's the passion behind me, is taking care of our clients and making those relationships, and having your clients call and say, hey, you want to go to dinner? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to go to dinner. Like, you like me.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm actually surprised that you are, you're kind of a unicorn, because if you're super organized, but then you're also very gregarious, and usually agents of our level are just the gregarious part. They're not organized, myself included.
You cannot succeed in chaos. My mom has said it since I was a kid. Like, your closet better be organized. Like, right now I'm in chaos because, we're moving offices, and I have agita like every night. I'm like, oh God, I should like I need to pack something.
No, I'm not that way.
It's so hard.
I have people. I have people for that type of stuff. I mean, I didn't have people for a very long time, which was not great. But just like my father always had like great admins, like great people around him to organize all the stuff, because he was not the he was like the face of the outfit and loved talking to people, and he was the kind of guy who'd walk into a room and like people would like gravitate towards. Like, he would just start telling stories and stuff like that. But organized, that was not Dan Lejeune, not at all.
That's Joey. People gravitate towards him. Seth, the man lives and dies by Post-it notes. It's infuriating. Like, he's got piles. Don't touch his piles.
Yeah.
Organization is not his key. Thank God we have Mindy. Thank God, because she is hands down the best admin we have ever had. She runs a tight ship, and she makes us look good. But I love organization.
Yeah. So how did you go? So you guys started your own brokerage, Bonaventure Realty, but then you moved over to Real. Talk to me, go back as far as you need to, but talk to me about that transition and what like the decision-making process was for you guys and for you and Joe.
Well, we had been at the big company. Are we allowed to say names?
Sure.
We were at KW for 5 years, and it was good. We needed to be there. And then it was good till it wasn't. And October of 2010, Joe looked at me, he goes, we're going to go open our own brokerage. I'm like, no, we're not. Like, what? Like, I don't open my own businesses, but he's opened pizza shops. Like, oh my God, I can't even name all the businesses he's opened. And he wasn't afraid. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. He goes, no, we are. I'm like, what? I'm like, I went to college for teaching. I don't have a business degree. Like, what are we doing? He goes, it doesn't matter. You sell real estate. Like, that's what. So I blind faith with that man. Like, I'm in awe of him every day. He's got that entrepreneurial spirit. I'm sure things scare him, but I don't know what. And he's like, we're doing this. And, we moved down to Collegeville in October of 2010. And Seth, we never looked back. So that man's mind just grew this business. And the first couple of years were shaky. I mean, it was 2010. We all know what the market was like in 2010. It was nerve-wracking, but he was steadfast. And it's just like, when you have somebody with that belief, you follow. Like, he believes enough for both of us. And it was the best thing we ever did. Like, we grew that brokerage and built it for 14 years. Honest to God. And he became broker, and it's just, he took the weight of the world on, and he's had a dream ever since he joined real estate. He goes, we're going to build this. We're going to blow it up. And Seth, things get in the way. Like, his mom died. He had a heart attack. He had another heart attack. I got breast cancer, and everything, life is hard. But, in July of 2024, we're at the beach, and we had talked spitballing, because I got diagnosed with breast cancer August of 23. And he's just like, I think we need to think about switching brokerages. I'm like, no, we're fine. But I didn't listen to him. It was his not as silent, but it's a little cry for help. Like, a lot. Like, when I got breast cancer, he was the caregiver. Like, he dove in. Like, he was, nobody was taking me to chemo. He was the only one. And he's still running the brokerage. And, on the team, we have 22 agents alone. We had other agents in the brokerage, and his phone was constantly ringing. Chemo was 6 hours. Yeah. He would text. Like, you really couldn't pick up a phone in chemo because everybody's around, and he wouldn't leave me to go pick up a phone. So there was a lot of weight that time. Like, he didn't want to not be there for the agents. Like, you're the same way. Like, how can I serve my agents every day? How can I make things better for them so they reach their goals faster. And there was guilt there. Like, I want to take care of our agents and I want to take care of my wife. And in July of 24, we were down at the beach. And it was like, honest to God, I swear, it was like the first time I think the man sat down and he didn't leave the house. He left the house to go buy seafood and he went to the beach one time. That was it. And he started talking about other brokerages. And we interviewed 5 other brokerages because we're in Tom Ferry. So we would call our friends, like, you're with this, like, what do you, and we die hard, lots of Zooms. We would travel and go meet our friends in other states and talk about their experiences. And we kept coming back to Real. Really good friends of ours, Pip and Jeremiah in New Jersey. We had been friends with them for years through Tom Ferry, and they left their own team and merged with Real. And we're like, why? And we listened and then we moved on to interviewing other people. And when Joe was at the shore, he called Jeremiah and he goes, can we talk about this again? And Jeremiah's like, all day, every day.
Yeah,
what do you want to know?
Good God. And I should have Jeremiah on here.
We should get that. You should get him next.
I was saying, if it was you and Jeremiah on here, we might have a rupture of the space-time continuum.
Right. But he and Pip came to the office, I can't tell you how many times, to just break it down for us and show us reason and just show everything that Real could do. And that was in 2024. What Real looks like now in January 26th, it's mind-boggling to me. Like, so we went to Real Rise. We didn't go to Real Rise so we joined Real in August of 2024. And the whole brokerage came with us without question. And that was 35 people. And I thought for sure people would be like, yeah, I'm not coming. But when you sit down and you show them everything that Real has to offer, we offered a lot, Seth. As a boutique brokerage, we offered a lot of the same things the big companies offered. But there were some things that Joe and I thought were really important that Real offered that we couldn't. And it's just, every day we wake up, it's like, how do we do better for our agents? We are so agent focused. And I don't know if all brokers are. Like, I think they worry about the business and the big picture, but our agents, like, I always tell the agents, when I sit here and I do a team meeting, I just don't see your face. I see your husband. I see your kids. Oh my gosh, your mom has dementia. Like, there's levels to our agents, and it's personal for us. And we don't ever lose sight of that. And it's like, how do we do better for them? How do we help them reach their goals faster? And it was taking us a little bit longer to get the systems going as a boutique brokerage. And Real fixed that for us. Real fixed a lot of things for us, and things that we didn't even know that we needed. We're so proud to offer now. Like, rev share and stocks weren't even the reason we came to Real, but it's icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Insurance. I always had jobs in corporate. I always got insurance. Teachers have phenomenal insurance.
Yeah.
And you don't get that as a real estate agent. You either have none or you're paying a premium. And Real allows you to offer insurance even to your admin. Like, it's like, what? Like, it's mind-boggling. We needed a brokerage that was forward-thinking. Not that Joe and I weren't, but we needed like forward-thinking, massive movement. And
well, as Tom Ferry would say, what got you here won't get you there. And there's all the elbow grease and hard work and study and research as it gets, but then in the end, it's like, do I want to? Because I see like the arc of Bonaventure being like, you guys were at your, like, you needed to level up, like, for the second kind of phase here.
Yep.
And it's like, are you either going to do it yourself, or are you going to hitch to a wagon with all the systems that know how to have it, right?
And honest to God, the clincher for Joe and I, so many of these other companies, we had to adjust who we were as a company, like who our core was. And we don't have to do that with Real.
Yeah.
We already know how to work hard. I've watched Joe work hard since I was 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was the be kind part that I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to lose the love. Like, no one's going to outlove me. Like, I love on my agents. I love on my clients. Like, I'm great at that. And Real, that's their superpower. Like they work hard and they're kind. And Seth, it's not bullshit. Like
I know.
We went to Real Rise and we got there a couple days early.
Hey, I know you were there. And we had a whole conversation about this. You don't even remember seeing me. And it was 10 a.m. And I think we need to make sure that you guys are behaving at least in the AM hours at these conferences, because you don't even remember seeing me.
I don't, and I don't drink, but I swear I still blame chemo. Like chemo's made me stupid. Like I don't know how much longer I can say that.
It was to be fair and to let you up the. It was a drive by. I mean, it was a high and by. So,
so we were there a couple days early, and I think it was like after lunch, the first day, Joe and I are walking back, and he's like, "Do you feel it?" I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "I don't what?" He's like, "Do you feel it?" I'm like, "What are we talking about?" And he's like, "Karen, the vibe. Like we have belonged to so many coaching programs. You name it, we've been a part of it." And he's like, "It's Karen. So many people that Joe has just reached out to, they don't even know him. And they'll ask a question and they're like, let's jump on a Zoom." Like we already got that before we got there. Cause you go to other companies, nobody's sharing anything with you. Like they're all like, "No, I'm the only one." And Joe and I've never been like that. Like we will tell you anything. Come to my open house, see how I do it. We'll share it. But he's like, "Karen, when they say work hard, be kind, like it's reverberating off the walls of this conference. This conference center." He's like, it permeated the air. Like, and I know people think I'm being dramatic or I'm bullshitting. I'm not. Like, we found home. And
well, the way I look at it is I'm like, I'm 10 years in. You guys have been in this business longer than I have, but I'm 10 years in, and like, I got some miles on this frame. I mean, it's I've been through multiple burnouts, like levels up, and so like whether I've never owned my own brokerage, but I've had to do the thing, eat the frog and do the thing and go get into better rooms and do the coaching and all that stuff. And I was just kept thinking to myself, like, where am I going to put this little license of mine? Like, what is the vehicle that is going to take me through the second half of this thing?
Yep.
And I am like and you said you looked at 5, like, I remember the date and the deal that I decided to leave my first brokerage. And since every year since that was 2018. And every year since, I have interviewed at 2 or 3, 4 agents, just because, first of all, I wanted to always know what else was out there.
Right.
I also wanted to talk shop, but this was the first year I didn't interview anywhere. I'm not interested in any other place because I know what everyone else offers pretty much.
Same.
And I think that itch finally being scratched is a testament to this place.
100%. And that speaks volumes. Like if that's what you were doing every year, the fact that you don't have that itch and you don't feel the desire, it speaks volumes. And you and I were just talking about this. When we met last March, you still remember the fact that I said when we joined this brokerage and Joe no longer had the weight of being the broker, now it's Bill and Tina, I got my husband back.
Yeah.
It was like I would sit here in my office and I'd call the agents. I'm like, "I wish you could see him. Like he's lighter. He sings now," which sounds crazy, but when you're stressed and you're carrying the weight of the world, you don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
Now he's more present. Not that I'm not trying to bash him, but
no. It's great because you guys have done good work by listening to each other and but also you're going to be better, sir. You're going to serve your agents better. And honestly, no, I mean, I don't know what Bonaventure really, but this is like a whole sandbox they get to play in too. I mean, who knows where their careers can go and the amount of connections they're going to make. And I think one of the reasons I was really interested in talking to you is because you did go to the big box store, big box brokerage. And then you're like, you know what, we can do it better. We're going to have our own thing. And like, I think a virtue back in 2015 was independence. It was something to be like, I'm going to build my own thing, but I don't think that is the model anymore. That's not the vehicle.
I don't think you need to do it anymore. When you look at Real and the fact that we can still be Bonaventure Realty Group powered by Real or brokered by Real, we get to bring our essence and they just make us better.
Yeah.
Like the bigger teams, the independent brokerages, they're missing. Maybe they don't feel like they're missing out, but I know we're in the right spot. Like Joe does not cry. He's a stout Italian, like bullheaded. We had to watch Real rise virtually in 2024 because Pip and Jeremiah are like, it's too much. Don't come. You just
I got the same advice because I came over just before too.
Yeah. And we watched Tamir give his speech about living in Israel. Remember that speech 2 rises ago? Joe sat next to me here and he cried. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, we're in the right spot.
Yeah.
And then Sharon got on and he started talking. And that man was a blubbering baby. He goes, Kara, I'm telling you, these are our people. Yeah. I have no regrets about bringing our entire brokerage to Real. He's like, we are only scratching the surface. Like we're a month in, maybe 2 months. He's like, he is steadfast in his decision. And every time Real rolls something out, or we have a problem and the brokers are answering, or we call Real, or we ask Leo, there's no end to the support. Like, it's not like, I remember when we were back in the old brokerage, Joe waited 3 weeks to get approval on something we wanted to do. We wanted to have something printed. And when they finally said we could do it, Joe's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. We don't have that here. Like Tina, Bill, ask Leo, put a ticket in, call. Like there's a myriad of people that you can. It's just, Seth, I can't scream it from the rooftops enough. Like we are moving our brokerage. We're moving from Main Street, 4 doors down to Main Street, 5,000 square foot space because we are leveling up. Real has taken us to the next level and we need new space. We have space for those agents who virtually, it's a virtual company. Maybe they don't want to work at home on a Tuesday. Come into our office. We have Seth. I can't wait. I'm going to do videos from the new office this week.
I know. You're chomping at the bit. You were just saying. You got like 6. You're like the furniture's coming in 6 minutes.
Because you can track it online.
I know. You're like following the box truck. Like
I am. But from rev share to stock options to Leo to every time I turn around, they're rolling something out new with Real Wallet. It's just the network. There's not one person that I've ever called from Real and said, hey, I'm Karen from, Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Yeah, what's up? Can you help me with this? Absolutely. I'll email it to you. Let's jump on a Zoom. Oh my God.
Did I ever tell you what happened like 2 weeks into my tenure here? I joined and then my friend Renee from Texas joined. And she's second in her market, but she's first at Real there. She's from a small town in Texas. And I got on that. I don't even know what call I got on. I guess it was the AAU call. I don't even know where I was. But in the end, I was on with like the who's who. My sponsor was on there. Jeremiah was on there, I'm sure. And I was like, they're like, hey, does anyone need anything? And I was like, I'm on like a national Zoom call with the entire company. And I'm not quite as outgoing as you, but I don't mind the sound of my own voice. And I was like, I got on and I'm like, listen, I got this woman, Renee, I need help. I want to try to help her build. And, I'm here in Philadelphia, which has several, agents at the company, but she has nobody. Can somebody like walk me through how they've broken into like a completely new market and like, but she's like a top producer, blah, blah, blah. And I shit you not. On the right-hand side, there were just Calendly links that came in. Everybody was willing to help. And I'm like, I just clicked on one and it was Katie Day. And Katie Day is like one of like the mama bears of the entire company. So I get on with her and she's got her baby on the front. She's at her standing desk.
Yep.
And she's like, yeah, what can I help you with? And like, I think I told somebody else in the company, like, I got on Katie Day. Like, Katie Day is like no joke.
She's a little hooky duke. Yeah.
it makes good money. Revenue share like runs basically the real estate social media side of things, and it's like, and it was just yep, let's build, let's do it, let's collaborate, and that's my business philosophy is abundance. And I've been diced and minced and screwed over, and I have had times when I've gone into my wife and I'm just like, and even in like real estate deals, where I have like an ability to like maybe forget to say something, or I have an opportunity to like maybe, but I always tell my wife, I'm like, I'm going to do the hard things and I'm not going to sacrifice my principles for $1. Like, it's just not what I'm going to do. I was like, I have faith. I'm going to make plenty of money in this life, but I'm not going to be that guy who sacrifices their principles and their ethics and their morals to make a buck, because first of all, it's not who I am. It's not who my family is. It's not how my family runs our other business, but also it is, it's a really small sandbox, and reputation is key.
It's all we have. And at the end of the day, you have to put your head on the pillow. And 2008, 2009, things got hard. It was a lot of short sales, and Joe would come home and he'd be like, that was the hardest listing appointment I've ever been on. Like, they're losing everything. Like, it like hurts your soul. Yeah. And there were people that are like, now people are like, I need like this much for the house. And Joe's like, I just showed you the comps. Like, this is where we need to be. And they're like, no. And we have, in 20 some years, we have probably walked out of 4 listing appointments because they need a number that we can't give them. Yeah. And there's other philosophies, just get the listing and then lower the price. Yeah. You're lying to them before you even have them sign the contract. Just like, I'm not that guy, because I need to go home to my kids and tell them, don't lie, be like that. And then I'm doing the exact opposite. He goes, just like you said, all we have is our reputation. He goes, you can call me whatever you want, but Joe Tosco's honest. He's not going to bullshit you. Seth, you're the same way. Yeah. There's an abundance. There's enough to go around. Yeah. And if it's not this deal, and that's what we try to train our agents, don't have commission breath. There is so much out there. Yeah. Like, lead with your heart, lead with serving people, and lead with building those relationships. It will come. We don't need to alter who our core is to get these deals.
And I the thing that also impressed me a lot about this company was that is like corporate actually has like a pretty strict like ethics, like a pretty strict ethos.
It's stringent for sure.
They will come down. It's a small enough company where they'll see it and they'll hear about it, and then they'll come down on people who are doing things that are unethical, being sleazy, commission breath.
They've asked people to leave. Yeah. You are not a proponent of what we are. You can't be here. Yeah. And when we joined, I think there were 20,000 last August. What are we up to?
We're
33,000. So
we've almost doubled Pennsylvania real estate agents in a year.
I know. And it's just like, Seth, I can't, everywhere I go, I wear my reel. I have my luxury hat, like everywhere. Joe's like, why do you do that? I'm like, because I'm so proud to be here. Like, I want everybody, people will stop like, hey, are you real? I'm like, yeah, I'm real, but that's not like,
Yeah, like, I know.
You a little bit more. But I can't talk about it enough. I just can't. And if people don't see the value, that's okay. Yeah. We'll keep moving. But you can't, this and I know this, and we can't say it enough, but you can interview everywhere else you go. What Tamir and Sharon have built, it's unmatched.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of like interviewing at brokerages again, there were 2 big brokerages in Philly. Like, I interviewed there 3 times, and at both of them 3 times, I'm like, I'm literally giving you permission to just sell me. Like, I need you to make this make sense to me. Like, put on your sales hat. I'm fine. I'm ready to be wooed and brought over. And they just couldn't do it. And I looked at this model once, and I was like, as a business person, I'm like, this is like heads and tails better for my little company, my team, and my license for the next 10 years than anything. because a lot of these other brokerages, they are just old and slow. They've
They're
got too
integrated.
much infrastructure, too much administrative
Yes.
costs. And I think that since we've gone from 6.1 million transactions to 3.9, and now we're in our third year of 4 million.
I know.
The models are built on more transactions than what they're getting. And the agents are still demanding more money. They're still demanding more money and better splits. So at the same time that the overhead for these brokerages is staying the same or maybe heading up with the cost of goods and services right now,
Right.
the agent is constricting and forcing them to offer even more money to them. I just don't see how all these offices and everything make sense. And I really kind of got into this of being like, where is like actually even the most sustainable model,
Right.
where I don't have to worry about being at one of these brokerages of it, like anywhere that just got bought by Compass. Like I don't want to be acquired.
No.
And so that's the thing that I also looked at really heavily because I'm a business person and I'm just like, where's like the safest place for my license to be?
Right.
And maybe someday some conglomerate will come, some private equity will come buy real, or maybe I'll move on from real. But like I said, every year since 2018, I have done no less than 4 or 5 interviews. And this was the first year I had no interest. There's no reason to go in.
You found your home. You found your place. They speak agent. They know, they realize what we need and they work diligently to give it to us.
Yeah.
And what did they roll out? What did they roll out at Real Rise? They're like, we're going to pay you to use it.
Yeah. So they have AI.
Right.
That's actually going to, it's going to handle some like low level brokerage questions, but it's also going to onboard clients. It's going to help our clients search for property and do all that kind of stuff. And they are actually going to pay us to use it because they want real authentic inputs. They don't want to test it in Silicon Valley and and try to work it that way. That the AI is going to be best if it's actual consumers using it. And they're already rolling it out at West. And then the reason they haven't rolled it out here is because of Bright, which is, well, Bright's the largest. Is the largest MLS by land area in the country. So
they'll figure it out.
Yeah, but I'm actually kind of excited about that because they get the beta test it, and then it comes to us a refined machine.
Right.
So
let them work the kinks out first.
I literally said that to the person sitting next to me when they were rolling that out. I was like, you know what? Let them beta test it on their clients, and then it'll be like really honed and perfect for my people.
So what do we tell these agents? There's a lot of moving right now, Seth. If you watch Facebook, people who would never move have moved. How do we talk to the teams, the independent brokerages, the agents that are like missing something? Like, what do we say? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do we get them to just even like turn on the video and learn a little bit about Real?
I think that it's not about necessarily Real. I think it's a more of an existential question that people need to ask. We are in an unprecedented real estate market. In even Great Recession, and I wasn't licensed in Great Recession, but that was its own unique set of problems, right? I think it would really be, I've got this whole thing about the progression of the agents since the 70s. And like everyone used to be 50-50.
Right.
And then Dave and Gail Lineker came out with the CAP model.
Right.
And they actually literally got thrown out of like they get thrown out, but they weren't invited to meetings for their association of realtors. They weren't allowed to conferences and stuff like that. And I watched this whole thing with Dave. It was like an hour and a half, and he talked all about that progression. He was blacklisted. Nobody wanted to talk to him, but he was a disruptor.
Right.
And then Gary comes along, Gary Keller.
Yep.
Takes the CAP model and he improves it with profit share.
Right.
You are the brand. You're the entrepreneur. We're going to help you build the core. The Keller Williams is going to come with tech and support you because you're the person who really makes this thing go. And it was very appealing to people like you and I who, we agree, right? We're the engine. It's not the title people. It's not the brokerages. It's not the lenders. It's the agents having the conversations on the sidelines of soccer fields, right? Then Glenn starts EXP and takes it from profit share to revenue share because he's like, you know what? If we don't have all this infrastructure and bullshit, we can just give most of it back.
Right.
And now Real is the second iteration of that. And they give even more money back in revenue share because they have even less in the game. So I would challenge people and agents to really question, where is the value in the real estate transaction? Because it ain't in a color or logo, and it ain't in a brokerage, even Real.
Right.
We are the value.
We are. They buy us.
It's up to us to decide where we want to put our license that serves us so we can serve our clients better. This entire industry goes because of people like you and I. And that is not self-aggrandizing. That's just fact. Like, yeah, Zillow can peel off some stuff and all that stuff. But in the end, the real good work and the thing that really moves this industry forward in a strong way is the agent.
It is.
Or the team leader. And
at the end of the day, they're not buying Real. When people want to work with us, they want to work with you because of your personality, because they trust you. They've heard good things about you. They don't care about Real. Do
you have any idea how many buyers have been like, the hell brokerage do you even work for? I mean, other than signing the buyer agency contracts and then and seeing it on the agreement of sale, but like they don't care.
No.
And most of my sellers don't care where I hang my license because they're hiring me.
They are. They buy you. They want the relationship with you. They're not buying the company.
That's right. And the other thing is if you're really thinking about your business, but then I think really strong entrepreneurs, business-minded people like you and I really need to look at the whole board here and look at what a real estate brokerage might look like in 5 years. And I really think a lot of these brokers are going to collapse under their own weight because there's not enough transactions to support it. And there is only one place to get money. It's from the agent. So they're going to increase fees. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. There's nowhere else to get money.
And that Joe and I always say, how do we get more money in our agents' pockets? Like, that's one of the major ways we address ourselves every day. Like, how do we get it to them faster and give them more of it? Mm-hmm. And these other companies just keep piling the fees on and raising the percentages and raise it.
And a lot of agents think it's like, because they're greedy and they don't value us. It's like, no, actually they're sitting in a boardroom and they're looking at their P&L and they're like, I don't know how we're going to stay competitive, but like we have to raise capital. We have to raise money.
Yep. And it's a shame.
It's a shame, but it's like I do believe that the traditional brick and mortar big box company of the last 20 years has had its day. I really do. I really think that it's going to take maybe another 5 years, but another 5 years, there's going to be a lot of renewals, a lot of franchise owners, a lot of business owners are going to look around and be like, I'm not making any money by sitting in this chair right now.
No.
And so there'll be closures of brokerages. There's going to be consolidations. And there are people in our market who are like, they're leaving their brokerage and starting their own brokerages, or they want to buy one of these big franchises and offices. And it's like, oh my God, please, God, no. It's like, there's no money in it.
It's not.
I mean, there can be, but it is an enormous office that has tons of ancillaries and stuff like that. And if you want to sit there and build it all and all that stuff, but this is the last thing I'll leave you with. And this is something that agents, especially brokers, should understand, is that other than actually the compliance piece of a broker, like Joe's a broker, right? And his ability to do other things and run his own team or run his own offices and all that stuff and the oversight and all that. There is virtually no difference in the value proposition of a real estate brokerage and a team leader.
No.
Literally no value proposition difference at all. I produce my own leads. I have my own CRM, so I supply the tech. I have my own P&L.
Yep.
I have everything that a brokerage can offer. I offer to my team. So when a team leader's sitting there and like, well, yeah, but I need this and need that. I'm like, do you? Because most times people are just, they've got some third party service coming in.
Right.
And then you're like, well, wait, then I don't have to stay here. Like all I did was change my logo at the bottom of my thing. I took my CRM. I have all my other relationships.
Yep.
I'm not like invested in like the Brokerages title company or mortgage company. All that stuff's independent. So if you're asking like what I think people should really think about, it's like, are you really like as tied to that brand as you need to be? Like, is that really the play?
I think people are scared. I had a good girlfriend asking her for years to move over with us. She goes, I don't want to. I'm like, why don't you want to? And she's like, I don't want to change my signs. I want to do all this stuff. And I get that. I think people are scared. Listen, it's not easy to move a brokerage, but Joe and I try to make it as seamless as possible. Like if you join our team, we take care of everything.
Yeah.
You know, and we've got some other levels within the brokerage as well. Like we've got the alliance where you can take part of Zillow and still be an independent agent. Then we've got the independent agent. Like we really try to think about all different levels where we can meet the agent. Like what's going to be best for you to come to Real, and how can we help this transition be seamless? Use our signs so you get like, we offer it all, because I do think people are scared. I do think people still think that sometimes the bigger places are the best place to be, but it's like they haven't dipped their toe in the water to see what Real can offer. Like it's just, I'm looking at the resources, the supportive resources. It just happens to be on my computer over here. And it's like the videos, the social shareables, the one sheets, the featured programs. Like you've got Real Luxury. Joe and I wanted to build a luxury division so bad. Now we're part of Real Luxury.
Yeah.
We've got Women of Real. Women love to get together.
Oh,
We just had our first Women of Real Pennsylvania back in December. We met at Italian Delight and Trap. And it's like, we just want to grow that. Like, it's just,
it is where I think psychologically, I think professionally, financially, and just overall, I think it's where I need to be right now.
I agree.
Because I know I've been just like Joe, man. I walked in, my wife's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not, man. Whether it's like a listing appointment or it's like this deal makes me want to retire. Like I am so over that shit, But it's like ups and downs.
It is peaks
It's
and valleys.
Yep. You win, you fail, and but no, I really enjoyed this conversation. I knew you and I would get along swimmingly.
We always have,
and
never been work.
Well, I'll never forget that conversation we had at Rise, but obviously, I mean, it was so deep and long.
You will never let me live that down. No, you keep talking, and I still don't remember. Like
I know, and it's great, and Joe didn't either, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But in the end, no, that'll just be our little thing, and we'll always have that. And I'll always hold that over your head, and that's just how I work.
It's all fodder. It'll be fun.
It's all fine. So. But yeah, let's hop off. But yeah, I mean, anyone looking to join Real, man, it's water's warm. That's what I always say.
It is.
All right,
Seth, this was fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Sure.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If this was your first time listening, head over to Instagram and check out more content and interviews at Make Your Own Key. There's plenty more waiting for you there. And if you got value from this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, success in this business is up to you. Your key, your move. We'll see you next time.